Have you ever left the salon with a fresh pixie cut, looked in the mirror at home and thought, why doesn't this look as good as I imagined? You are definitely not the only one. A pixie cut can be a complete game changer for women over 60, but a few small missteps can completely change how it looks and how you feel about it. In today's video, we are going to walk through 7 pixie cut mistakes women over 60 should avoid, along with simple, realistic fixes for each one. Whether you are thinking about getting a pixie for the first time, or you already have one and something feels off, this video is for you. Before talking about what goes wrong, let's quickly highlight why a pixie can be such a fantastic choice at this stage of life. A pixie cut is timeless. It is chic, bold, and can instantly make you look put together with very little effort. Whether you are running errands, meeting friends, or going out for dinner, a well-cut pixie makes you look polished without the constant fuss of long hair. It is the perfect low-maintenance style that still feels full of personality. When it is shaped properly, a pixie cut can also have a soft, lifting effect that makes your features look brighter and more youthful, without trying to hide your age. But here is the important part. A pixie is not a one-size-fits-all haircut. You cannot simply pick a random photo from Pinterest and expect it to magically suit you. Your face shape, hair texture, and personal style all play a big role in whether a particular pixie truly flatters you. Mistake number 1. Ignoring your face shape. One of the biggest mistakes women over 60 make is choosing a pixie cut that does not suit their face shape. Your face shape is one of the most powerful guides when it comes to picking any haircut, especially something as precise and exposed as a pixie. The right shape can highlight your best features, while the wrong one can unintentionally draw attention to areas you would rather soften. Some pixie cuts are perfect for framing the face, softening angles, or adding balance. Others can emphasize a strong jawline, a high forehead, or fuller cheeks in a way that might not feel flattering. For example, a very short, blunt pixie on a round face can make it appear even rounder, while a high, lifted top on a long face can exaggerate its length. A sharp, angular pixie on a square face can also make the overall look feel a bit harsh instead of soft and feminine. The solution is to choose a pixie that works with your face shape, not against it. If you have a round face, aim for some height at the crown and a bit of length on the sides to create the illusion of length and an oval shape. For square faces, softer, textured layers and gentle, side-swept pieces help tone down strong angles and add a more delicate feel. If your face is longer, go for a style that is fuller on the sides to create width and visually balance the length. If you are unsure, this is where a skilled stylist becomes essential. A good stylist can tweak the fringe, adjust the side length, and add or remove texture to design a pixie that suits your unique features. Do not hesitate to talk honestly about what you like and what you would rather downplay. A well-chosen pixie should highlight your natural beauty, not fight against it. Mistake number 2. Ignoring your hair texture. Now that we have talked about face shape, let's move on to the texture of your hair. Once you are over 60, it is completely normal for your hair texture to change. It may feel finer, more fragile, coarser, curlier, or simply more unpredictable than it used to be. These changes are natural, but they absolutely need to be considered when choosing a pixie cut. A common mistake is falling in love with a picture of someone else's pixie and asking for that exact cut, without thinking about how your own hair behaves. Maybe that inspiration photo shows a sleek, straight, glassy pixie, but your hair is naturally wavy and frizzy. Or you might see a full, tousled pixie on thick hair, while your hair is very fine and sparse. If the cut does not match your texture, you are likely to feel frustrated when you try to style it at home. Different textures have different needs, and if those needs are ignored, the pixie will not sit the way you imagined. If your hair is fine or thinning, a pixie that is too short or overlayered can make it look flat and lifeless. It may even expose the scalp more than you are comfortable with. On the other hand, if your hair is thick, coarse, or very curly, a pixie with too much bulk can look puffy, wide, or hard to manage, rather than sleek and chic. The solution is to tailor your pixie to your natural texture. If you have fine or thinning hair, consider a slightly longer pixie with soft, subtle layers that add movement without removing too much density. This creates the illusion of fullness and keeps the top from collapsing. Avoid overly choppy or ultra-short layers, which can make thin hair look even sparser. Gentle texturizing combined with lightweight styling can make your pixie appear fuller and more vibrant. For thicker, coarser, or curly hair, the goal is to manage volume while keeping the shape refined. Blended layers can help remove extra bulk and create a more sculpted silhouette that still feels lively and full of character. If you have curls, ask your stylist to cut your hair in a way that respects your curl pattern rather than forcing it into a straight style. A curl-friendly pixie can look incredibly modern and effortless when shaped correctly. Styling products also matter. Fine hair often does best with lightweight volumizing mousse or texturizing sprays that add lift without weighing it down. Thicker hair usually responds better to smoothing creams, curl creams, or light serums that define texture and reduce frizz without making it stiff. The aim is always to enhance what your hair naturally wants to do, not completely fight it every single day. Communication with your stylist is key. Let them know how your hair feels, how it behaves when air-dried, and how much time you realistically want to spend styling in the morning. When your pixie complements your texture, you will find that your daily routine becomes easier, not harder. The right cut will work with your hair, allowing your confidence to shine through. Mistake number 3. Getting bangs wrong. Next, let's talk about bangs, because they can completely transform a pixie cut. Bangs are not just a little add-on. They can frame your face, soften your features, and even take years off your appearance when done well. They can turn a standard pixie into something custom and full of personality. However, many women over 60 either avoid bangs altogether or go to the opposite extreme. Some fear bangs will look too young or too trendy, while others choose very heavy, blunt bangs that overpower their face and look dated. Both extremes can take away from the elegance and lightness that a pixie cut can offer. The secret is to find a flattering middle ground. Soft, airy bangs tend to be much more forgiving and versatile. Curtain bangs or sideswept bangs are especially flattering on mature faces because they create gentle movement and guide attention toward the eyes and cheekbones without closing off the face. They can be worn down for a bit of mystery or brushed back slightly when you want a more open look. Curtain bangs, which part softly in the middle or off to the side, are wonderful for framing the face without feeling heavy. They work beautifully with pixie cuts that have a bit of length around the front. Side-swept bangs are ideal if you want to soften a high forehead or add some diagonal movement across the face, which is very flattering in photos and everyday life. The key is customization. Talk to your stylist about how much forehead you want covered, how your hair falls naturally, and whether you prefer something ultra-low maintenance. A few well-placed snips can make a huge difference. Wispy, textured bangs usually blend better with shorter cuts and give the overall style a fresh, modern feel. Do not be afraid of bangs just because you are over 60. With the right shape and density, bangs can soften lines, highlight your best features, and give your pixie a stylish, updated twist. Think of them as a subtle tool to refine your look rather than a dramatic change you have to fear. Mistake number 4. Skipping maintenance. Now let's move on to something practical that many people overlook. Maintenance. Pixie cuts might look simple, but they are actually more high maintenance when it comes to trims. Because the hair is short, even a small amount of growth can change the shape and make it look messy or overgrown. One of the most common mistakes is falling in love with the pixie right after the cut, and then waiting far too long to go back for a trim. Life gets busy, or maybe you want to stretch out salon visits to save time and money. But with a pixie, growing past that sweet spot can quickly turn a sharp, chic style into an undefined shape that is harder to manage. When a pixie cut grows out without maintenance, the clean lines blur, the neckline gets bulky, and the sides may start to puff out. You can easily end up in that awkward in-between phase where it is not really a pixie anymore, but also not a bob or any other intentional style. At that stage, even styling tools and products struggle to make it look polished. The solution is to commit to regular trims. For most pixie cuts, a trim every 4 to 6 weeks is ideal to maintain the structure and keep the style looking intentional. These appointments do not always have to be major transformations. Sometimes it is just a light cleanup around the ears, neckline, and fringe. But those small tweaks keep the cut sharp and flattering. Regular trims also give you the opportunity to make gradual adjustments. Maybe you want to add a few more layers, try a slightly longer fringe, or experiment with an asymmetrical shape. Making these changes slowly, visit by visit, keeps your pixie feeling fresh and modern without the shock of a dramatic change all at once. Think of your pixie cut as an investment in feeling polished with minimal daily effort. By keeping up with trims, your styling routine at home actually becomes easier. Your hair falls into place more naturally, and you spend less time trying to force it into shape every morning. A little maintenance goes a long way in keeping your pixie looking intentional, stylish, and flattering. Mistake number 5. Choosing the wrong color. Next, let's talk about something that can completely change the impact of your pixie: hair color. The right shade can enhance your cut, brighten your complexion, and bring life to your overall appearance. The wrong shade, on the other hand, can make you look washed out, tired, or older than you are. One mistake many women over 60 make is going too dark. Very deep, solid colors can create a harsh contrast against mature skin, emphasizing fine lines and shadows around the eyes and mouth. Another common issue is going too light or choosing a tone that is overly cool, like a very icy blonde, which can drain warmth from the face and make the skin look dull instead of radiant. The goal is to find soft, flattering tones that work with your natural coloring. Shades that are close to your natural color, or just 1 to 2 shades lighter or darker, tend to be the most forgiving. If you are transitioning to gray, embracing a soft silver, salt and pepper blend, or a gray balayage can look incredibly sophisticated and modern, especially in a short cut like a pixie. Strategic highlights and lowlights can also make a huge difference. Soft highlights around the face can create a subtle glow and bring attention to your eyes and cheekbones. Brunettes may enjoy gentle caramel or honey tones, while natural blondes may look lovely with warm, creamy shades that keep the hair from appearing too stark. If you are not ready for a big color change, you can still enhance your natural tone with a gloss or glaze treatment. These add shine, richness, and a healthier appearance to the hair, which is especially flattering on short styles where every detail is visible. A good color choice should work in harmony with your pixie cut, your skin tone, and your personality. It is always helpful to consult with a colorist who understands mature hair and skin. Bring photos, talk about how often you are willing to maintain your color, and be honest about what you like. The right shade can elevate your pixie from nice to absolutely stunning. Mistake number 6. Overstyling your pixie. Now let's look at styling, because this is where many women unintentionally age their pixie cut. Pixies are meant to feel light, modern, and effortless, but using too many products or the wrong types can easily lead to a stiff, outdated look. Instead of soft movement, you can end up with something that looks heavy, crunchy, or helmet-like. A big mistake is relying on strong gels, thick waxes, or tons of hairspray on a daily basis. These can weigh the hair down, make it look greasy, or emphasize thin areas by clumping the hair together. Overstyling also takes away from the very reason many people choose a pixie in the first place: simplicity and ease. The solution is to keep your routine light and simple. Use products that enhance your hair's natural texture instead of trying to transform it completely. A light texturizing spray is great for creating soft, touchable movement. A small amount of mousse can lift the roots and add volume, especially on fine hair. For those with waves or curls, a curl cream or serum can define texture without making it stiff. Another tip is to style with your fingers instead of a brush for a more relaxed, modern finish. Running your hands through your hair to place it where you want gives that slightly undone, effortless look that feels very current. If you like a sleeker style, focus on smoothing the surface lightly instead of locking everything down with heavy spray. Remember, the beauty of a pixie is that it should not look overworked. If your routine feels exhausting or your hair looks overly rigid, it may be time to scale back the products and trust the cut more. A well-shaped pixie does most of the work for you. Your job is just to enhance it, not battle it every morning. Mistake number 7. Going too short, too fast. We are almost at the end, and this last mistake might surprise you: going too short, too quickly. A very cropped pixie can look amazing on some women, but if you have had medium or long hair for years, chopping it all off in one go can be a huge shock both visually and emotionally. Hair is deeply tied to identity and comfort. Transitioning from long hair straight into an ultra-short pixie can leave you feeling exposed or unsure, especially if you are still getting used to seeing more of your face and features. And if you do not love the result, it is not something you can instantly reverse. Growing it back takes time, patience, and several in-between stages. A better approach is to ease into shorter hair. Instead of jumping into a super short pixie right away, start with a longer pixie or a short crop that keeps a bit of length around the ears, nape, or fringe. This lets you adjust gradually, see how you feel, and learn how to style shorter hair without feeling overwhelmed. A longer pixie is also more versatile. You can tuck pieces behind your ears, add soft waves, or play with different partings to change up the look. Once you are comfortable, you can always go shorter at a future appointment. It is much easier to cut off a little more than it is to regret going too short too soon. Talk honestly with your stylist about your comfort level, lifestyle, and how big of a change you are truly ready for. A good stylist will guide you through the process step by step and help you find a length that feels exciting but still safe for your first big chop. Pixie cuts can be incredibly flattering, freeing, and stylish for women over 60 when they are customized to your face shape, texture, color, and lifestyle. By avoiding these common mistakes and making thoughtful choices, you can enjoy a pixie that feels modern, elegant, and uniquely you. Do you have any pixie cut stories, lessons, or tips of your own? Share them in the comments below so other women can learn from your experience. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure to watch the next one, where we dive even deeper into flattering hairstyles for women over 60 and 70.